What's going on? My name is Winey. I'm a linebacker. I'm one of the captains here, defensive captain. This is Pappas, our quarterback, Andrew Foster, our kicker punter. We're just really excited to get the season rolling. We've had a really good camp, and we just started our real practices, and there's just a lot of good things going on out there on the field, so we're just really excited to get the ball rolling and go play JMU 2 weeks from today.
Questions? Mark, I'll ask you this question. Last spring, I know it was a little bit of a slow start. You guys picked up steam and had a really good finish to the spring.
Yes, sir.
At what point did you say to yourself, well, we're a really good football team?
That's a good question. I would say we always knew we had that kind of talent and that ability and that potential, but I think I would say the Stetson game was kind of that mark for us where we knew that we could win games in conference and put up some good numbers. So I would say about week 3.
Coach talked a little bit about how the leadership of the team is doing a lot of instructing with the younger players. Tell me a little bit about how you guys are transitioning into a more mentoring kind of role at this point.
Well, I feel like with all the newcomers we have and the freshmen, we have a lot of smart guys, and with all the returners that we have, all the new guys have to do is really just watch and just learn just from seeing us and what we do, how we practice, how our discipline is on the field. And I feel like a lot of them are really just picking up on our little habits and, asking a lot of questions. So I think with just having so many returners and having so many guys, especially on the defensive side, who know what they're doing, and especially like our depth. Like we have linebackers, we have 4 depth at linebackers, and 3 of those depth are all returners. So, the new guys that are coming in, they can really ask anyone they need to on the defense, any questions they need. And I think that's just really helpful for them for going into the future for their careers.
I also would say for me personally, when I was that younger guy, I had a lot of older guys who kind of showed me how to be that role model, like Lawson Page, Jaron Higginbotham. So I think as a younger guy, I was learning from them and saw how they led the team, and I think that's helped me a lot as an older guy now.
And also just being an example for the younger guys off the field. There's a lot of competition, but the way that you carry yourself off the field, in the classroom, around town, I think that also speaks for becoming a better man and player.
Then you really had a breakout spring, 84 tackles in the 7 games, and really asserted yourself as the leader on the defensive side. Individually for you, any goals going into this fall campaign?
I mean, yeah, I'm looking to be Defensive Player of the Year, obviously, but last year my D-line helped me out a lot, especially as we moved into conference play. Like those guys on the D-line, like Fred and Flood and all those guys, Eddie, Wade, yeah, all of them really, they helped me out a lot up front, just opening gaps for me, letting me get up there and make tackles, so a lot of credit has to go to them. But for this season, we got a lot more games, and I'm just looking to really break that 100 tackle mark. So I want to get past that, and then obviously add some TFLs to that list too.
Andrew, you've been here for a number of seasons now. What's different about this team in your mind?
The leadership. I know that it's kind of been talked about a lot already. Coach T said we had 26 seniors. It's just a lot of players holding each other accountable and holding themselves accountable as well. Everyone says don't be on a list, and I think the past 2 years we've really had no list. Each week when we don't have a name on the list, it's always, I feel like that's a good step for our team.
Mark and Vinny, which side of the football is better right now?
We have some battles, man. We really have some battles.
We do.
And I think that's what's exciting about it because, they have a great receiving core right now and stuff. So Skelly's always fun going up against us because we have a lot of returning corners and obviously linebackers. So it's back and forth. It's a lot of fun. But obviously I'm going to go with the defense every time,
No, the offense is way better. No, I'm just kidding. I would agree. We kind of go back and forth every day. We know both sides of the ball can be very good, and we just try and compete every day, I would say.
As tough as 2020 was when you don't have a fall and things get discombobulated,
But this calendar year, you have the chance to play 18 games. I mean, that's an NFL schedule, now granted over a wide area, but how cool is that, though, in one calendar year just to play that many games?
It's pretty cool, definitely, to have that quick turnaround and get a lot of games in that short period of time, because we're used to just having 10 or 11 days a year where we get to play a football game. So I'd say it's really exciting. And that quick turnaround over the summer, I think everybody was just really focused for those 2 or 3 months to just get back and, like Coach T said, get to where we left off and just keep it going.
Yeah, having that many games, that's a lot of snaps, that's a lot of reps, it's a lot of good experience. So I think the spring was just kind of a preview of what we can do, and I think we really found ourselves towards the end of the spring. So I think going into this year, we're going to pick up where we left off, and as we get rolling throughout the games, I think we're just going to get better and better on both sides of the ball, honestly.
What's the physical conditioning for a defensive guy? And speaking for the D lineman, when you play that many games and it can wear on you, 11 games, but you play 18 in less than 1 year.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think personally a big part of that is making sure you're still working out, because during the season, obviously you can lose a lot of weight. You can get these injuries here and there. But if you stay in the gym, we have a great strength trainer, Coach Rhodes. If you stay working with him and then obviously doing some stuff on your own, that'll help out a lot. Just keeping muscle mass on yourself. So when you do take those hits or give those hits out, it's not putting so much of a beating on your body.
Brian keeps saying 18 games. Could it be 19? Could it be 20? Do you see yourselves as a playoff contending team?
I would say that's definitely the plan, and that's where we want to be. But we also know that we just have to take it one day at a time and trust the process every day. And because if we don't handle business one day at a time, then that's not going to happen. So our focus is just the scrimmage tomorrow, to be honest.
Vinny, one of the keys last spring, obviously, was the amount of turnovers generated by the defense. Seemed like you guys took a lot of pride in that. And I guess the last question is, will we see the turnover king again this year?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. We're going to have a lot of opportunities to bring that turnover can out. Our defensive coordinator, Coach Strobel, is just great, man, putting us in the right positions to make plays. And our defense relies on us all, helping each other out to make plays. So that when that ball will come to everyone at some point, And we've done a great job during camp and stuff, just taking advantage of that. And, turnovers are one of the most important things on defense. That's a game changer, momentum. You can win games like just getting those turnovers. So you guys will see the turnover can come out a lot this season for sure.
It is human nature, though, as Tom mentioned, play a playoff game. And it is human nature to let your mind drift a little bit. But do you think about that moment? Yes, you have to take it day by day. You have to take it practice by practice. But it's nice to dream, isn't it?
I would say yes. Do you want to expand on that?
I think the most important thing right now, we obviously last spring we didn't get to where we wanted to be. We want to win the PFL championship. That's our number one main goal, and I think we absolutely can do it. So we have to take these, games day by day in conference, and then once we do win PFL and we move on to the playoffs, I think that's just going to be a lot of fun for everyone. We're going to be real excited going into that. So that we'll get there when we get there. But first things first, we got to handle the PFL.
Yeah, everything is always take one day at a time. But I think at the end of the season, if everything takes care of itself and we win a PFL championship, we definitely would have a really good chance of winning 1, 2, maybe even a couple more playoff games.
Talk a little bit about the importance of special teams, Andrew. Obviously, you're the one punting the ball, but what else goes into, and how can special teams truly change the momentum of a game?
I mean, they're going to talk about offense and defense. I'll say special teams wins games.
Absolutely.
It's true.
I mean, punting the ball, my job is to put the defense, pin them back as far as I can so they have the most field to work with. Offensively, I got to make my field goals, put points on the board for everyone. Same thing with kickoffs. We got to pin them as deep as we can. I think we have 2 of the best returners in the country. I think they can be very successful at any level. B.J. Bird and Ian Holder, I mean, they've been here long enough. We've seen what they can do. They've put our offense into successful situations plenty of times. I think that's just a game changer right there. It's all about field position.
Usually when you get to college and certainly pro, you specialize, but you're the dual threat with
Combo.
putting and kicking. How much time do you have to go in and work on the technique because you're not focusing just on one thing?
A lot. I think it probably bugs the coaches how much I kick. They're always afraid I'm a overkick, but I mean, I've showed that I can handle it for 5 years now. I don't know, just kind of been used to it, you know.
I feel like every single day I see Drew out there on the field. I could just be going to my locker to pick up something, and Drew's out there kicking field goals, punting. You know, he gets all the long snappers out there. So, and that's since I got here like 2.5 years ago. So, I can attest to that. He's out there every day working, whether it's practice or not, for real.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Have a wrap it up.
Thank you guys.
We get claps. Yes.
Yeah.